Hey pilots, 𝓒𝓞𝓝 here. I've been in the process of moving for the last few weeks and of course due to the coronavirus situation it's been difficult. So as a result my sticks and my pedals have been in a box somewhere. But in the meantime I've been enjoying myself playing some Star Marine. I actually used to play quite a bit of Star Marine in earlier patches, making it into the top 20 of the leaderboard at some point. Now compared to the flight aspect of Star Citizen, the FPS aspect is actually fairly well polished in my opinion. There's a relatively slow movement speed and a relatively high TTK, which incentivize you to go for headshots more than in other games, and really discouraging camping, especially combined with the relatively quiet footstep audio. I haven't noticed a lot of people being successful with blatant sound whoring. There are of course issues that plague it, namely the frame rate isn't very good. Performance-wise, there are some issues where as soon as you see a target or somebody starts shooting at you, you might get some stutters, which you'll see periodically throughout this video. Of course, it's a rather disorienting time to get those stutters, but besides that, there's some issues where you can't start leaning if you're still in even slightly in another animation, like coming out of a sprint or in the midst of crouching, which makes it kind of feel clunky. There is some desync. We're still dealing with Star Citizen servers, so you do see some teleportation happening, but it doesn't seem to be nearly as bad as it is in Arena Commander. Some other characteristics of SC's FPS would include that you can't really get away with bunny hopping very well because the game doesn't let you ADS, or at least ADS accurately while doing so. And it takes a very long time to go prone or get out of prone, so drop shots aren't really a thing. You can crouch rather effectively in the middle of combat, and some people will do that to throw off somebody's headshot aim. Let's talk a little bit about Loadout. You could see here I'm playing on the bigger of the two elimination or free-for-all mode maps in Star Marine. While I prefer the high rate of fire, low recoil, and rapid aim down sight speed of the P8SC SMG for close quarters maps, for this one I really enjoy the Gallant. It's got low recoil, making targeting the head a viable option. It's got very low damage drop-off over range. What it lacks in rate of fire, it largely compensates for in damage and magazine capacity. As a rule of thumb, every time you reload, someone will appear next to you to shoot at you. With the Gallant's great magazine capacity, that maybe only has to happen after every 3 gunfights instead of after each. As far as armor goes, I'm rocking a heavy helmet and a heavy chest with light arms and light legs. You really don't die from taking damage to the arms or legs, but you do from headshots and body shots, so you want to save weight on the arms and legs just so you can move around faster. And in addition to that, I unequip my pistol and unequip my knife. Even though Call of Duty has taught us that switching to your sidearm is always faster than reloading, Star Citizen has taught me that if you try that, you're going to end up shooting your targets with an imaginary gun, because your character is going to jettison the cargo. Guns, ammo, who needs them? Anyways, thank you all for your continued support and viewership. I hope you enjoyed the video. Notice how I only had about a split-second warning that he was coming down the stairs, and by the time I processed it, he was already there. Just going to show you that the game really does incentivize being aggressive. But the flip side of that is you can get snuck up on easily, as you saw there. You can see the one similarity between Call of Duty and this is the spawn quality. I'm actually rather lucky right now because the Gallant, I usually seem to load in with ammo in the magazine. With the P4AR, for some reason I have to reload upon spawn, and unfortunately sometimes you're spawning right in somebody's crosshairs. Thankfully, you do have some damage immunity right at the beginning when you spawn, and sometimes you are invisible, but people can still see your badge. The most cinematic, HD, high fidelity, epic death, brought to you by your pledge money. Who doesn't love the classic spawn in and do a faceplant immediately? Another thing I do enjoy about Star Citizen's FPS is the sprint to ADS speed. seems very similar or the same as the walk to ADS speed. And because of that, you are further incentivized to continue moving as quickly as possible and sprinting across the map, slowing down only to check your angles. One of the reasons I do prefer running light arms and light legs is because the faster your movement speed is, then the less likely it is that somebody's going to be catching up to you while you're sprinting across the map from behind and shooting you in the back. It still happens, but it's less likely the faster you are compared to everybody else. Probably the major downside to running a mixed armor loadout, namely, in particular, a heavy body and light everything else, is you end up looking like a Covenant grunt, but what are you gonna do? Thank you so much for watching. If you're looking for a friendly PvP community where skilled pilots offer training opportunities, join the 𝓒𝓞𝓝's PvP Academy Discord link below. If you're interested in the controllers I use and what my curve settings are, please check the description. See you in the next one, pilots. 𝓒𝓞𝓝 out.